have some random thoughts about curiosity that I'd like to share today. So when I was first learning to shift from a consulting stance to a coaching stance, one of the hardest things for me to develop was curiosity. In fact, it actually took a few years for me to develop curiosity. When I look back and I wonder why that was, I believe it was because as a consultant, someone who stood in that consultant stance, I knew everything. And nothing was really about the client and what they thought. It was about me and what I thought, because I saw myself as competent and intelligent and capable and there to fix the client. But as I began to shift and recognize that the client had a ton of competence that they didn't need me to provide, instead, I was able to start to shift to wondering. So when I was in a consulting stance, the client would say something or they would do something, or I would see something that was happening at a client site and I'd be like, that's weird, that's dumb, that's not the way you do things. But as I developed more of a coaching mindset, I began to look at things and say, that's interesting. I wonder what's happening that's causing that. So while it was the same notice that something seemed out of place, rather than judgment of they're wrong, I'm right, they don't know what they're doing, I have to fix them, it became a sense of wonder. So I wonder why they're doing that, because if I know that my client is intelligent and capable and resourceful, then this solution that's in place is obviously there because there was a problem and this was the way they chose to solve it, or the way that company structure enabled them to solve it. So instead of spouting off, you shouldn't be doing this, you should be doing that, from a coaching stance, I began to be more curious and say, well, what's happening? Tell me about the problem you were solving when this solution was implemented. Tell me about how this problem is actually helping you today. Tell me about how this solution is working for you today and how it's not working for you today. I started to wonder about, did the solution that solved some problem however many years ago still need to be in place? So what this curiosity did was it put the client in the driver's seat, and it respected and honored them for the competency that they had. And instead of using my expertise and my experience and wisdom that I had around things as something that made me superior to the client, I began to allow it to become something that made me a partner with the client. So my intuition, my wisdom, my knowledge, my expertise would provoke me to find out more. And my curiosity became something that I utilized and leveraged for the client's benefit. So I became curious about what the client could discover about their current processes, what the client could discover about their current ways of doing things. I became curious about what limiting beliefs might be there. And that helped the client to become curious about what limiting beliefs maybe they had boxed themselves into as they were living through these decisions. And often saying, well, that's just the way we do it. That's the way we've always done it. Or there really isn't another way. So curiosity is really important as a coach, because without it, all we have left is judgment. And that's not helpful to the client.